Hello, folks. My name is Walt, and this is the Forgotten Ruin role-playing game. We are playing Shattered Sea, and we have a fun little table for us today, kicking us back off at our new time slot on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, starting with Michael Rothman playing Wilbur Aloysius Kookenmyer. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you.
And with the tragic death of Rock Power, not Rock Powers, with the tragic death of Rick James, you have nobody to torture with copious amounts of food.
I've got, anybody who has never seen one of these before, I've got a stash now.
Do you? What else you got?
Oh, I've got an entire box of
That's not a stash, it's a treasure trove. Joining us from all the way on the other side of the planet, we have J-Mac playing Crowley.
Hey, how's it going?
I was like, he's here!
Good timing, good timing.
Excellent. The other side of the radio, speaking to the undead, we have Richardson.
Hello, hello.
Being played by Jesse, and then we have El Mustachio himself playing Bren Villa Nueva, the spear gun sniper. And how you guys doing today? It's been a hot minute. Richardson.
People are jealous.
It is true.
I'm just excited to be back so J-Mac can throw the ball for me.
Yeah, exactly. Werewolf Palooza. So have you guys read the last Forgotten Ruin book? Yeah, what did you guys think?
It was awesome.
It was awesome. Oh my goodness, already? You're killing me, Jesse. Because Jesse, we're gonna start off with a subscription. Holy crap. That is fantastic. Thank you so much for that, man.
That's what happens when we take some time off.
You need to resubscribe. So when last we left our intrepid heroes, you guys ventured to the other side of the island only to find out that this whole time, the very evil that was controlling the island was riding with you pretty much in your backpack, along with starting off with Rick James and then going to making a transition and ending up in the backpack of Rock Powers. So this cloak, sentient magical item, had become kind of a thing for the party, and then all of a sudden, boom! It jumps back to JR, taking full control and going full bad guy wokeness. You guys had a little bit of trouble beating him up for a minute until certain people decided to get fully ruined and embrace the fantasy. You want to talk about that real quick, Bren?
Talking about how I embraced my inner primal beast and mustache powers.
Mustache powers.
Full metal murder werewolf.
Yeah, you guys had to get creepy there for a minute because there was a lot of magic going on. Who was close to dying? I think it was Nolan that was close to dying. Eric's character, the guy who was running the golems. Yeah. He's going to be back next week, by the way. So you guys are in the broken fortress on Deathbreak Island. You've gotten back. The resident druidess has helped you out a little bit, Anola. She's healed your wounds, sort of made things. Naylin's in the house saying hello. So you hold on, gotta close the door because somebody's being grouchy. But we had you guys. Get all healed up, count the gold, separate the treasure, everything that JR has stolen over the past few months.
Pull out his lieutenant bars from my table. Oh my god, I ate another one. Wait, does that make me lieutenant now?
Say again?
Does that make me the lieutenant now since I ate the lieutenant?
I don't think that's quite how that works.
It's the ruin. Who's to say it doesn't?
Yeah, well, that's true. So you guys are kind of milling about. Some crews from the Rangers have started reassembling the fort, trying to make things a little more sturdy. And Lieutenant Amber Monroe, your pilot, comes up. She's got her helmet off. She had fully embraced the fantasy because she was with the Rangers of the Broken Teeth during the initial mission. And so she's very used to this environment, but she comes up, she's wearing a flight suit. She's got like a tartan cloth over her shoulder that she's been like wiping grime off with, after servicing some of the aircraft. She comes up and she's like, all right, we don't know where your boss is. We know one boss got eaten, and then she pats Bren on the side of the shoulder. She's like, and the other one got blown up. That would leave the other one. So where is he?
Well, he's around.
He's not here now. Can you guys go find him?
Have you tried Black Tabitha's?
That would require me to fly into port, and that would get creepy if I dropped in an aircraft.
Yeah, that might be a little awkward.
Yeah, we kind of agreed that would get creepy.
She's like, so then you guys flip a coin, figure out who's in charge, because I need somebody to be in charge right now.
Not it.
Everybody's just oh my god, that's great.
I vote on somebody in the top row.
Oh my god. And thanks, Sparky, for the 5-month subscription. That's awesome, dude.
You know what? It should be Crowley because Crowley already had experience commanding the undead, so he can command us now.
That's true.
You're not undead, though. You don't listen to me.
Well,
Well, until effective leader.
Until we truly wake up, we're sort of zombie-like.
Yeah. So
I'm feeling very hungover over my last transformation anyway. So
all right. So she's like, all right, so how about this? You guys are the initial crew that I'm used to, and those guys over there, and you can see like a bunch of Rangers doing like a gear layout, and an NCO yelling at them for bringing one guy bringing too many sets of PT shorts, the Ranger panties. So she's like, yeah, I'm not dealing with them. I've dealt with them when they're that age. I much prefer them when they're your age.
I don't know.
We just get friend
zoned.
zoned.
Yeah. Wait, did she just call me old?
Yeah.
What shit is this?
I much prefer you when you're like this. Like, when you're easy to deal with.
She's probably in her mid to late 40s.
Just right.
Hey, just right. And she's you've flown with her before. She's a little bit crazy. But she's just right. Thank you, Matthew McConaughey. You please take 10 experience for the ride along. She said, yeah, but they're just crazy. I'm not dealing with them. She's like, one of these, these priests that have been helping you guys out from the mainland. One of them wants to talk. I don't speak mainland. She's like, I barely speak Ranger. I definitely don't speak Marine. One of you guys are going to have to deal with this guy.
Well, to be fair, I only speak to the undead. I don't speak Karen. So
his head's shaved. His cheeks are sunken in. I don't think he's really undead, but I mean, he's close enough. So
I mean, I'll talk to him.
Good.
Just don't eat them.
Good. I'm going to be over here.
No promises. No promises.
She's like, on the last flight in, he came in with some of the people we were picking up along with the Rangers. He says he's from the man. I don't know. You deal with him.
Great.
So they let you, she gets out of the way, and this guy comes up. He's wearing some light chainmail armor with like a tabard over the front. There's a fist with a lightning bolt and 2 sickles behind it. And he walks up and he waits, and he's just kind of got that he's just standing there kind of like waiting to be acknowledged.
I don't acknowledge him for a few minutes to see if I can rattle him, annoy him.
He continues to just stand there, and he's doing that thing where he's all like,
Do it back at him. Do it back at him.
Let's have a staring contest. I finally
Make your
acknowledge him.
mustache.
I give him a nod. And, how may I help you?
he says, well, and then he goes, well, my name is Ralmond, and I am a priest from the mainland on the Sovereign Isle. I've come with a message for you, for all of you.
Wait a minute. Do you have a respiratory illness or something? It sounds like you're having some trouble breathing. Do you need see a medic maybe?
He
He
says,
just hasn't been vaccinated.
Or he has been vaccinated.
Wait, can we check your vaccination
He just got a
status,
booster.
please?
he got the booster. He says,
Crowley, I need a mask.
this is my regular voice. I apologize if it's not to your liking.
Oh no, it's just fine. I'm just making sure you're okay.
He goes, yes, of course. I'm very. He says, I am from one of the main temples on the sovereign city, and we've my employers would like to arrange a meeting.
And who are your employers exactly?
And he gets that look, like looking around both sides and making sure nobody else is listening. And then he leans into you, and he's like, I represent members of the Falcon Guard. And then he starts nodding like you know what that means.
I nod with him, and even though I'm totally oblivious, never admit your ignorance.
He says, this is a grand opportunity for you, especially you being pirates.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It's a good thing he reminded you.
We're pirates? I don't remember that. Let me check my notes. Oh, yeah, we have been plundering booty. My bad. It's like,
That can be taken so many ways.
Not that kind of booty.
yeah, we're not rock powers. What kind of opportunity is this?
He says, well, there is, I'm sure there's much gold to be had, but the only thing I was sent to do was broker the introduction.
How very interesting.
He says, I believe you're maiden. And as she says that and like points, he's not looking at her. He's just gesturing in her direction. You can see her pull the pistol from her gear and just, disengage the safety. He's like,
Easy.
Your maiden could fly us to a nearby island where we believe we can deal in private.
What say
I'm
you,
sure-
maiden?
Will you fly us? Will you ferry us?
Will you take this task, fair maiden?
She walks up and she goes, normally,
You guys.
normally I would have something quick and witty and pithy to say. She's like, the only thing I can say is none of you guys are off color, so you're not really the ones that hands out the quests.
I deflate a little bit.
She's like, but if you need a ride, just don't tell your boss we used all the fuel.
We don't tell him anything anyway.
No,
We just point him and hope it all
Yeah,
goes
Don't
well.
ask. He doesn't ask, and we don't tell.
She says, "All right, let me get the crew together. We'll wind up the rotors, and then we'll take off."
So was this the fuel that we were going to use to get to the forge?
Probably.
This might
So-
be inconvenient.
I mean,
He
we
said-
could probably take a boat, but that would be good judgment. And we're not about good judgment here.
So Ralman says, I insist, gentlemen, this will be worth your time.
I
Well,
poke him in the chest and say, "It better be, buddy, or you'll have to deal with the mustache."
I don't know about you guys, but I trust the guy with this strange gravelly voice.
I look at Crowley like, that's your first mistake.
So, what do you call it? It's about 10, 15 minutes. You guys start. What gear are you bringing? Are you bringing anything tactical? Are you bringing any of the Rangers along with you? What are you doing?
How's Matt Damon doing?
Almost completely
Reassembled.
up to a single, almost like a single hand. If you remember, he was like detonated.
Yeah. Can I bring him along?
You
It's
bring the
okay if he's a
hand.
little stumpy.
Yeah, bring the
Oh,
hand.
No.
He can lend us a hand.
No, I have other body parts I can use.
That's
Whoa.
disturbing.
I think we should bring a few of the Rangers with us. We need some.
Yeah.
We
I'll
need
let
some
Matt
muscle.
Damon get up to full speed.
Yeah, it's going to be a while because when you guys detonated a whole like slew of
Just to be clear, it's not you guys. It's Rock Powers. Right? Like Rock Powers detonated a whole bunch of C4.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
So yeah, you detonated a whole bunch of C4. There was a whole lot of nonsense going on. So after a little bit, you guys hop into the Osprey and take off. How many Rangers are you bringing? You bring your squad? You bring your team?
I think a squad would do this.
Yeah.
Squad?
Yeah.
A battalion.
You don't have that many.
Yeah,
They don't have that many. All right, so you guys take off. Rauman had said that it was a short ride, but his employer insisted that you meet separate from everybody else and definitely separate away from the island that you guys are currently occupying. So it takes about 10 minutes. You're not very, you're not in the air very long, but you get to a small island. It's like a fraction of the size of the island that you're currently occupying. You guys land on the south side of the island. Let's see, we'll go here and there. South side of the island. You got your Ranger team all set up. Everybody's just kind of hanging out. And Rauman comes up and he says, footbridge and then the stairs. Or just the stairs. And my employer is over by the standing stones.
Well, I guess we better go up there and have this meeting.
Lead the way.
You're so brave.
All right, so you guys start Night of Barsoom. Okay, let's light something on fire already. So you guys, you guys get up there. There's seems to be no wildlife. There's just maybe a bunch of birds here and there. You get up to the standing stones. They look ancient, weathered. There's all sorts of strange language carved onto them. You can't read it. It doesn't look like anything like a past language, but something is familiar about it. The way the language is written seems to occupy patterns, and the patterns flow in something that kind of is like tickling the back of your brain. You can't quite figure it out, but something is going on. So as you guys are standing there waiting, the air in front of you shimmers, and you're in the midst of what looks like one guy in plate armor covered in robes and maybe 20, 30 archers.
Good guys?
We don't.
Rauman says, my employer. And he walks forward.
I'm
the
glad
guy
we brought some
nods to-
Rangers.
What's that?
I'm glad we brought some Rangers with us.
The guy nods to him and then nods to you and then says, to whom may I treat?
I look over my shoulder. Everybody else looking for a volunteer. I think I'm that would be me, sir. Bryn Villa Nueva,
He says,
Sergeant.
"Are you the
Airport.
captain of your band?"
Yeah, well, hell, why not? Let's just promote him.
Yeah, I'm the lieutenant of our band.
No, that's our captain.
I take JR's old rank, like whatever.
He says, "I are you aware of where we're from? Because from what we've seen," and then he stares past you to the spinning rotors winding down from the Osprey. He's like, "You are very reminiscent of those that came 2 years ago."
I continue standing there acting like I know anything at all, despite my low intelligence. I'm like, yes.
Nick Powers is very similar to those that come to score.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we are definitely here to score.
He says,
What he said.
He says, "We also understand that you have been making arrangements in the area for the recovery of some great treasure."
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
He said, "Well, if you were able to confer it," and he takes the robe off and like drapes it over his shoulder, and you can see there's like writing in the armor.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, it's not something that you can actually understand. It's not something that really you can focus in on. But Rauman, the guy that basically brought you here, is like kind of like, yeah, right. He's like, He goes, "Oh, for crying out loud!" He's like, "Look." He's like, "My name is Dankin." He goes, "I am a captain of one of the troops of the Falcon Guard in the Sovereign City." He says, "We would like to hire you for certain skirmishes. We need privateers, and we believe that you and your crew can serve that purpose."
Sign us up.
I pumped my chest out. It's like, well, we are excellent privateers, and we are good at skirmishing.
Compensation?
I pat the spear gun on my back and gesture to our faithful Wilbur behind us with the speared Pringles can to show our combat prowess. It's like, what is your offer?
He says, in addition to whatever treasure that you may accommodate from your targets, we will repair any of your ships that are damaged. And in addition, we will lend you 2 ships for the recovery of this treasure.
That would be very handy. I think we can come to terms.
He says the Lord Regent of the Sovereign City would be very appreciative, especially if you are able to successfully take down the targets he has in mind.
Well, we are a crack team of elite for the United States Air Force, so we can handle any job you throw towards us.
He says that sounds very impressive. So you're going to be taking on certain merchant vessels coming out of Coben's Rift. Is that agreeable?
Very agreeable.
And you have no problem taking on the, and he kind of like rolls his eyes, the very dangerous men of Trago and his forces.
Trago. Like, we are definitely in. Point us in the right direction, and we will kill whoever you need killing. And we'll enjoy it too.
he says this is good, just because of the fact that Trago and his forces have been making considerable moves in the area, and we believe
Drago's a douche.
whatever that is, it sounds horrible, and I agree. He says he's been making considerable moves in the area, and certain trade routes have become untenable because he's stifling the competition. And we can't have that. We need the trade goods we are receiving from other
Stifling
islands.
Very bad. Stifling is kind of stifling. So yeah, we can help you out.
So as he's kind of talking, one of the archers from the back kind of sifts his way forward and whispers to his boss. And Dankin just nods and he's like, "We need to leave. We've been here too long." He says, in this case, and he pulls out what looks to be a small chest. He says, in this case is all of the maps and a little something to get you going.
I snap my fingers. Crowley, pick up this case.
And I channel powers and go, is there super whiskey in there?
Dibs.
Should there be super whiskey? Dankin asks you.
Yes, always.
I just shrug, pick up the case, and open it immediately.
All right. So as you go to open it, the what do you call it? The guys from the Sovereign Guard, they kind of like start backing away. They start taking off.
I notice this, but I keep opening it.
So they take off. When you open it, the very top, like
Start chasing them with an open box.
Start shooting them.
You guys ever seen Raiders of the Lost Ark? The what do you call it? You start opening the chest. They start getting out of there. They looked nervous even before they brought out the chest, but now they are like freaking out, and they're going to the other side of the hill, hopping into what you can only assume are boats on the other side. The top of the chest has a small collection of maps rolled into scroll cases that are strapped into the top. The bottom has like a small assortment of gold. If you had to guess, maybe 500-600 pieces of gold. And there's a small box pressed to the back with an assortment of gems.
Ooh, scary stuff.
I don't know why they were running.
Right.
Can I take a look at that small box? That's
here, sure. I just pull it out and hand it right to him.
Why don't you sit down and take it all out right here on the beach? I mean, I was thinking about waiting until we got back on the Osprey, but who cares?
Well, I want to see what's in there. For whatever reason, it's causing them to run away. We wouldn't want to open this on our ship if it's going to be something that's going to put a hole in it.
That's a good point.
Even though opening it right here will put a hole in us, but still, it's not in the ship.
So as long as you're in front of me, I don't care.
All right. So you're taking the small box?
Yes.
Yeah, I've given it to Richardson.
Yeah, it's a small crystalline box. You think that even the box is probably worth money. It's a small crystalline box resembling something of like a very diminutive, like a jewelry case or something like that, right? But it's got a collection of multicolored gems in it, packed in, almost like you might find in a dice case.
I
show it to Bran and say, what do you think?
I scoop some of the gems out and examine them closer. Do I notice anything of...
You turn into an ant.
No, they look like very nicely cut gemstones.
Is he asking me what I think?
D20s.
Can no one here can detect magic, can they?
No.
Not that you know of, not yet.
Whoa. If only we had the man boy here to detect magic.
All right, so you guys start packing everything up. As you're doing that, you notice a couple of the rangers who are down on a hill. Let's see. You're wrong file. We'll go like this. Some of the rangers that are down on the hill start like looking back toward the Osprey, which is right here.
And this is how the Osprey got blown up.
Yep, you got one guy who's running around because he was kind of like watching your approach, keeping guard for you guys. He's running around going the other way to check on the Osprey because you can see the Osprey's rotors are spinning up.
Ruh-roh. Guys, we need to get back to the aircraft, I think.
I go ahead and see if I can yell at some plants to go grow into the rotors of the Osprey.
Oh, no.
slow the rotors down.
Are we going to want it in working condition when we get there?
Well, we can slice them off.
Okay.
Yeah, if you don't blow the motor.
Yeah.
This is gonna end.
I suspect there's probably not enough time for that to happen.
So do you want to bind the because you're an engineer, so you know that if you strip those rotor gears, it's not going to go anywhere for quite some time. But if you grab the fuselage
to try to anchor it,
to try and anchor it, you could do that without damaging it. The other way might damage it, not will, but might.
Right. No. So if there's plants around the landing, gear, let's go ahead and see if I can entangle the landing gear and via my plant friends.
All right, give me a wisdom roll. Should be your wisdom or less.
So I do like 3d6 or
D20.
Oh, D20. All right.
I'm just going to shoot the Osprey with my spear gun.
That would be bad under certain conditions.
All right, I got a 9, so I'm good.
All right. So you see Michael like put his palm toward the grass, and there's like this wave, almost like a wave of air pushing the grass away, and then it runs over the beach and then into the water. As the rotors are spinning up and starting to reach like their power cycle, you can see off in the distance something that looks like a large sea creature come up and crest the water and then go down again. And that part of the water is starting to become very dark. As that starts happening, across from you, a gunshot sounds. This guy right here, his head snaps. You see him like wham, like take a hit, and he just slumps against the wall.
We're
right
taking
here.
fire.
And you can see across 4 guys dressed in like black fatigues, using a variety of different weapons, aiming at you, and they're leveling fire. So a roll for initiative.
Who wants to roll for group?
Go ahead, leader.
Villa Nueva.
I got a 10.
You got a 10?
We are
All
going
right.
to get a repeat of last night.
I got a 9.
Ooh.
I got a 19.
Yeah, we're going with Jen Mac.
All right, so we're gonna go. All right, so let's see. Wilbur, you're up. What are you doing?
Well, so do I have clear line of sight to? Let's see. Are they within throwing distance? Because I think I still have some. If I remember my inventory, I think I have some flasks of oil still.
So you're right here.
Yeah.
You have standing stones that are kind of like separate. So if you lean one way or another, you can have line of sight with them.
And am I close enough to be able to hit them with a lobbed?
I'd need a strength check. So go ahead. Your strength or less.
All right. A 3. So.
Oh yeah.
All right.
All right. So yeah, you can reach them.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and lob some napalm over toward them.
All right. Give me a D20 roll.
And I got a 19.
Oh, nice. Because you have standing stones here, that they're behind as well. Which group do you want to affect? If you throw it here, you might catch these two. If you throw it here, you might catch these two. And it's going to be a toss-up. If you want one of these guys, you're going to have to get one side or the other because of the way they're positioned.
We go for the center two.
The center two here?
Yeah.
All right. So you drop that flask. Huge explosion of fire. Give me, because you did hit them, 2d6. Let me see if they save. That guy managed.
So I just rolled a 5 and a 6.
All right. So an 11 total.
Yep.
All right. That guy's going to save for half. All right. All right. So go into JMac. You're up.
I have no idea what's going on, but I see two people on fire, so I raise my weapon and shoot at them.
All right.
So I have to roll a 20 to hit, right?
What is it?
I have to roll a 20 to hit, right?
D20, yes.
I rolled a 2.
Ooh.
Almost.
I'm guessing I don't hit the guys on fire.
And what are you using?
Oh, what weapon?
Yeah.
I have a rifle. Was it the MK18?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you line up your sights, pull that trigger, the crack goes off, and it hits the stone with a very satisfying but ineffective.
I feel good about that.
Yeah, as the round kind of sails off out into the ocean, coming to Richardson.
He throws a puppy at them.
Jesse, what are you doing?
Dealing with kids. Let's
It
see
happens.
here. What do we got left alive over there that wasn't?
So you got
Roasted.
two guys that are currently on fire.
Which
And
is
then
always good.
You got a guy here, and then you got a guy here.
All right, I will. Let's see. What do I got? I will take a shot if I'm in range with my MK18 to the guy
Absolutely.
the furthest north, the one you still have selected.
Gotcha. Go for it. Let's see.
Wow, that's continuing.
You're going to need a 12 or higher.
Yeah, that bush in front of it, I took one of its leaves.
Wow, you guys got to hit the range a little more.
Yeah, it's been a while.
All right, Bren.
I'm gonna pull my spear gun and
Oh God.
I think I'm gonna try to hit the guy to the for the south.
Right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to
Okay.
take him. That's an unadjusted 18.
An unadjusted 18.
Yeah,
All right.
I
That'll hit.
That,
Absolutely. That spear gun is 2d8,
2D.
I believe.
I have it as 1d8, but if you want,
Oh, 1d8. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
like,
All right.
I like
are
2d8
you
better.
sure?
No. Let's go 1d8 if that's how you have it written down.
Let's
My
see
notes
here.
are very old on that spear gun because that was episode 12, I believe.
A total of 4.
Ooh. Okay.
Times 2.
Okay. So you line up the spear gun. There's a very satisfying whoosh as that thing launches across, and compared to the rifles, it's like watching the volleyball go over the net. And the guy's just like, yeah, right. And as he goes to roll out of the way, it just seems to increase in speed faster and faster until it pins him straight to the ground. It's
That's a
caught
good girl.
kind of into his collarbone, coming out because they're leaning on a berm, so it's coming out the front of his chest. And the distance is probably, I don't know, 20, 30 meters. But about almost a little less than half of a football field, but you can hear him gurgling.
So I saw the look on his face as it was coming at him with my eagle eyes, and I raise up and go, "Loser!"
So on your side, the Rangers all turn, pissed that this guy right here got deaded.
They killed Jimmy.
Right? They made it through months and months of a Sahawian prison, only to get dusted by dudes in very bad fatigues, with Vitalis slicked haircuts and polo shirts.
We got to commit war crimes against. We're going to commit war crimes against these guys.
Battle.
We're going to take heads.
The Rangers turn. You hear the barking from one of their NCOs, and you hear thum thum thum. There is a quiet bit of interruption as the grenades sail in their arc and detonate behind them, whacking on these three guys, blowing these two through the fire. They tumble down the hill on fire. This guy off into the beach. And this guy doesn't go anywhere because he's pinned by the spear gun. That brings it back to them. This guy who hit the beach, kind of like almost like a really punky little kid. He slaps the beach in what looks like a temper tantrum and yells out something. And all the water on that side of the island goes out to sea.
That's not good.
Mike, in your vision, kind of like using these stones for cover, you can see that whatever that creature is just almost like 20 yards of seaweed formed together into what looks like a giant serpent, rise out of the water and wrap the tail of your osprey.
Excellent.
The guy on the ranger on the beach who was cresting this way is drops himself back against the rock and is hitting the radio dude, is that you? Please tell me that's you, because I ain't messing with that.
He's okay. Don't worry about him. Figure out why our ospreys suddenly come to life.
All right, so these guys have already acted, so that brings us back around to Wilbur.
All right. Well, do we have any motion? Are the guys on fire looking like they're dead?
They're not. They're not moving.
All right. So, do I have line of sight to the guy in the north?
No, he's below you.
Okay. So, do I have to the east?
Right here?
Yeah.
Yep, you can see him.
All right. So I do believe I have a rifle. I'm gonna go take a shot at the guy.
All right. You need a 13 or higher.
And I get a 16.
Nice. Give me damage. Let's see. What were the damage for those? Those are 2d6, I believe.
I think so.
Yep.
And I got a 5 and a 1.
A 5 and a 1. 6 points. So he's trying to rock this spear out of his body so that he can get back into the fight. And as he looks back, you just see a spray of red and gray out the back of his head, and he just slumps.
That's payback for Jimmy.
Poor Jimmy. What will they tell all the Rangerettes back on Deathbreak Island? All right. J-Mac.
Can I move to this rock right in front of the bridge and still have an attack?
Right here?
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, I move to the bridge, and then I raise my weapon, and I aim at one of the dudes that's still on fire, and I shoot them.
All right. They don't look like they're moving.
That's fine. I still do all that. Just making sure.
Go for it.
I thought you want them to be undead.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
I rolled a 14
Nice.
to hit a dead corpse on fire.
2d6.
2d6.
So if he goes negative, he becomes undead, right? Yeah.
I don't think that's how that works.
5 total.
Nice. All right. So you see the, kind of like the, you hear the wet slap of the round go in. It bounces the corpse a little bit, but it still doesn't move. I assume you were hitting this guy right here.
Yeah, one of them.
Does it? Gotcha. All right, Richardson.
All right. I will move up by Crowley,
Mm-hmm.
and
Smack him in the back of the head for not taking a real shot.
well, one, I want to ask him. It's like, hey, is there any chance you can do anything with our fallen guy? Get him back in the fight, and before taking a shot at the guy on the beach.
All right.
That I missed earlier.
I want to yell, "Hey, try to take him alive!"
We're trying.
Shoot him in the knees.
The bullets aren't cooperating now.
All right, go for it.
All right.
So you needed a 12 or higher.
That would be a 20.
Ooh. Natural 20?
Yes.
Roll 2d10. Tell me what you get.
He blows up and turns into a black hole.
28.
Ooh. 28 with a rifle.
I don't think we're going to get a prisoner out of this guy.
All right, so he's kind of like he's down in a kneeling, unsupported firing position. From your work on the dagger teams, you guys know that this is kind of like the way usually like the Marine Corps, anybody with a lot of shooting experience, if they want to present a smaller target and they want to have a better shot, they'll sometimes sit in this position. So you're just like, I'm just going to ruin this fucker's day. You pull the trigger. The round penetrates the back of his calf. You see his legs split, and just copious amounts of blood hit the sand. He like falls over to the side, gripping his leg. That brings us to Bren.
I'm like, you guys have that covered. I'm going to run back down the pathway, grab a couple rangers, and try to go to the Osprey.
Okay.
As I pull my my M18.
All right. So you're running with the rangers back down to the ship?
Yeah.
Right.
We're going to save our pilot and our aircraft.
Dear Lord.
Sorry,
War cry!
A war cry.
Yeah, we're going to scream that way all the way
I thought
down.
I muted, and I must have unmuted.
It was still awesome. All right, so you guys truck down here. The Rangers have the plane surrounded. You can see that your pilot has no. Yeah. Not yet, anyway. She has a one of these black clad commando dudes is got Amber by the got reached under her helmet to hold her hair and has the pistol pressed to the back of her ear.
Ooh.
When you guys roll up and see her in this position, she looks like she's saying something to him, and she's doing that thing that like wives do to their husbands, like as if to say, "Really, we're doing this again? Really?" She doesn't look impressed from what's going on.
Do I, as a soon-to-be druid, have hold person yet?
Yes, if you want to use it.
Let's see.
Can I make an attack, or do I have to wait?
Whose turn is it anyway?
It was Bren's turn, but okay. Right after him, either this guy's got a shooter in the ear, or you can go.
Can I take a shot?
You're going to take a shot.
Or do I have do I have a clear shot? Can I make a headshot if I'm very, very good?
If you're very
or if I go first and try to do a hold person on the guy, if it fails, it's not going to do anything. He probably won't know any different. Will I know if the hold person actually takes hold. Is I guess the question.
You would, yes.
Okay.
Can he make his action
Ahead of his?
Yeah.
If you guys want, I mean, you can go in any order you want once because it's a group initiative.
Yeah.
Okay,
So let me go ahead and attempt to do a hold person on our friendly interloper.
All right, so you're gonna do the whole druid thing.
Yeah.
So you hold up your hand and start whispering, and it's almost like you're seeing through the eyes of an insect. You ever see the movie Men in Black?
Mm-hmm.
And there's that scene right in the beginning where he's just flying, and that's kind of like your point of view. And right as the point as like it enters toward the rotors, there's almost like shaky cam.
Yeah.
Because of the bug fighting its way through to whatever. And then as the shaky cam stops, you see it approaching the side of his head and it goes right into his ear. You can almost feel this thing as though you were in its carapace as it crawls itself into his ear and breaks through the tympanic membrane and starts sifting around all sorts of tissue. He jerks back and then freezes.
And I take my shot.
Go for it.
Let's see. 14.
All right. And you were going for the head?
Yeah.
It passes in between her and him and puts a hole in the glass of her side of the windscreen.
Awesome.
So theoretically, if he's held, someone can just go up there and slit the guy's throat, I would think.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to at least tell them, I think I got the guy paralyzed, and I advise whoever's got initiative to...
Do you say that over the radio?
Yeah.
Amber unbuckles, grabs the guy by his hair and his nuts, and drags him like a backpack over towards you and drops him in front of Bren and says, "Now shoot him in the head."
I shoot. Do I need to roll on that?
No. So you finish him off?
Pop! You're welcome. I hope you remember this.
She comes she comes up and she's like, "So Trigger Fingers, are you going to be the one who fixes the hole in the windscreen?"
I have many,
got some gum or something.
Skills. I have many skills. We'll see what we can do when we get back.
Okay, because here's the thing. I really don't want to listen to all the way home.
It's like, I'll promise I'll fix it here in a minute.
Uh-huh.
I gotta search this body for any valuable intelligence.
All right, you start rummaging.
I search his body. Yeah. What do I find?
You lay him out, you start going through his pockets, and these two rangers that are on rear security, that they get engulfed in flames.
Oh, that's not good.
Shit.
This guy is very dead and burning. This guy, he stands up.
I told you they weren't dead.
And his hands are on fire, almost like some Human Torch kind of stuff going on.
Oh, this is awkward.
Are we going in rounds, or are we free to move?
We gotta plug him.
You guys can what do you call it? You guys can either stay in the same initiative order, or we can roll again. Up to you.
Well, did J-Mac even go on that round?
Not yet. Nope.
Okay.
J-Mac, did you want to take a go?
Yeah. I want y'all, Amber, I'll save you, because I have not been paying attention at all. And then I run across the bridge behind everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I got this, don't worry. And then I run.
Are you trying to impress Amber?
A little bit,
but
you'll find out. You'll find out my plan. I run straight to the guy with the spear in his neck.
That's this guy here.
Yeah, I run straight to him. I'm like, "Don't worry, guys, I'll rescue you." And then I pull out my bone saw and I start hacking off his right leg at the knee. And that's it. That's my action for that turn. I'm sawing off his right.
He needs some parts.
Are you going to be building a Frankenstein?
I'm down to just a right leg. So yeah,
This is all you needed left.
Yeah, it's very high priority for me.
Lamb is going to be very upset.
He'll
You're
have
jealous.
a buddy. He'll have a buddy.
He'll have a buddy.
I'm more worried about Matt Damon being upset.
Yeah, that's true.
Make
It was like when we
jealous.
got the second dog, Balder was just all sorts of pissed.
Exactly.
Yep. All right, so that's J-Mac
That's
Richardson.
my full move. Yeah.
So you got this guy on the beach who is screaming bloody murder because you just blew a Grand Canyon sized hole in his leg.
He should be bleeding out, hopefully.
He's not looking good. This guy is dead. This guy right here is on fire and just threw basically a wall of flame at these two rangers.
That's not
And it looks like they got singed, but they're not dead.
I guess I will take put a burst into the hot pocket guy.
The hot pocket. Go for it. You're going to do a burst?
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
That's what that position group trigger group's for. Yeah.
That would be in Robert's favorite terminology, a dirty 20.
A dirty 20? It wasn't quite natural, but we don't care if it's natural as long as we can put our hands on it. So you drop a burst in. Give me. I need. It's 2d6 times 3.
That would be 15.
All right. You splatter him across this this rolling hill. He's like, looks like he's trying to hold on as like bubbling blood comes out of his nose and ears, and he explodes in just this massive wall of fire.
And that's why you don't overcook your hot pockets.
The Rangers start like securing the scene, putting out their buddies, checking the plane, making sure that it's still airworthy.
I call off my seaweed monster.
Okay. This guy is still alive, but it doesn't look like for very much longer. And the seaweed monster unwraps from the plane, and just as it draws up, it kind of flares a hood like a cobra before falling apart into just seaweed and vitreous.
And I wave and say thanks.
Oh, I
Thanks,
didn't
Earth.
bother to ask. Is the guy whose leg I'm sawing off, is he still alive, or is he?
No,
Okay.
he was very dead.
I didn't. Yeah.
Did I
just want to
Did I find anything on the body of value?
So, one thing that's kind of interesting is something you didn't think you would see ever again.
A chunky.
A chunky.
A chunky. He's got one of those in his right sleeve pockets. But the thing that you really didn't think you would see ever again is a satellite phone.
Oh.
Ooh, I take that. Anything else?
He's got a plate carrier on, and he's got 4 magazines of 5.56.
What do you have weapon wise?
It looks like an HK, but it doesn't look like an M4. It looks more like a 416 variant chambered to 5.56.
I was gonna say it's definitely not an MP5.
No.
I claim all his stuff for myself.
All right, so he's got the satellite phone, and then he's got the HK variant. They're all carrying the same thing.
Okay. I clean him out. I pocket the sat phone, and I reach into my own stuff. I pull out some 100-mile-an-hour tape, pull off a big swath of it. I'm like, Amber, look, boom, fixed.
She goes, "Then what if I need to see out of that?"
Look around it. I didn't cover the whole windshield. You can crane your neck, can you not?
She's like, we're not done with this, String Bean.
No, I love you too. I walk off.
Do you do anything about the dude that's laying on the beach at the top?
That's the direction I'm heading in.
All right.
When I go secure the guy. Unless somebody commits war crimes on him.
Who would do that?
While you guys are walking that way, there is off in the distance, you can see that the ocean has drawn back into a very large wave.
Uh-oh.
And it's starting to get like breakwater white over the top.
We may want to pile into the plane and go up.
Yeah, we may want to get the hell out of Dodge.
All right, what do you do?
Unless anyone's got a surfboard.
I'm going to play catch up with everybody since I'm the furthest away. And no, I won't grab the other guy. He's bleeding out already. He's fine.
As you're running away, he's like, "You're all cursed. You're all gonna die."
Yeah,
you first.
Richard should shoot him since we're not taking him.
So you start heading back. Everybody starts heading back toward the plane.
Yeah, I'm screaming, "Run away!"
And we inform our illustrious pilot to start her up.
Kind of like
She's
Han
like,
Solo. Get us out of here, Chewie!
She's she just kind of like gradually gets. You guys are like huffing it. She like gradually gets in, puts one buckle into the 4-point, the second buckle. She's looking around for her helmet.
Flip some switches.
Well, the thing is, the guy that had the gun to her ear already had her spinning up the rotors, so she was starting to prime everything to go. You guys finally.
I asked her if she needs help flipping her switches. And
she's like, she just kind of like looks over her shoulder back in the passenger compartment, and she's like, "Oh yeah, sure, give that a try." She goes, "Look what happened to the last guy," and she points back to the beach that guy you just stripped.
Thanks. I go to flip. No.
It's not that kind of ride.
The what do you call it? The Osprey takes off, blowing sand and water everywhere. Just as now here's a question. We can go back a little retroactive if you want. Did anybody take the chest with all the maps and gold and stuff?
Yeah, I still have it.
I don't. He's got a leg under one arm of the chest.
Yeah.
I just have the little box.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't have that.
No, we left all that crap behind. We don't need it. We got a set phone now.
All right, so you guys take off. You're in the air, and this wave just slams against that island, just decimating it. Anything that wasn't nailed down is just dragged out to sea. What do you call it? While you're in the air, you get a ping on the sat phone.
Actually, I thought it was going to be kind of stupid to check, but I was going to check to see if it actually had any signal.
It looks like it's got signal, and it what do you call it? It's receiving a call.
With some good satellites.
Like, what the hell? I had accept yeah, talk to me.
And he goes, "Oh shit, they're dead."
Yeah, we killed all of them.
I thought that's what he wanted.
He's like,
the job.
No,
is done.
I mean, my guys are dead.
No, they're all here.
I'm
they're
dead.
all fine here. They're good.
How are you?
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, which one is this? Is this the one that gets drunk and hits on women all the time? The one
Yes, that's him. Yeah.
The one that speaks to plants?
No.
I cover the mouthpiece and clear my throat and try to do my best Rock Powers impression.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
it is. Well, yes, it is me, Rock Powers, who you are speaking to.
He says,
we slaughtered your men in a beautiful, gory fashion.
He's like, okay. So
and we are celebrating with super whiskey.
I was gonna say I like tap him on the shoulder. I'm like, you gotta ask about the super whiskey. Ask
Shut
about
up,
the
I
super
can handle
whiskey.
it.
They'll never believe you.
He says, "You."
I am drinking super whiskey out of the skull of one of your men right now.
There you go.
He's like, for some reason, you twisted. I believe that. He says, I need you to take the phone, hold it out over the ocean, and drop it.
That's not happening, bucko.
Are you sure?
Tick, 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 tick.
Is that?
I back away from the phone.
Yeah. Suddenly, I have.
How about this? Why don't we tie a rope to the phone and just hang it down off the edge, so it's like 20 or 30 feet below the. Yeah. We just take it the rest of the way that way.
Suddenly, the player and the character both had memories of Mossad tactics and cell phones. I'm like, uh-oh. He's got some rope.
He's like, need you to take the cell phone and just discard it.
And then what?
He goes, and then we don't need to talk about anything else.
All right.
Like,
I think we lower it.
What is it?
I end called and we put it on the rope.
You put it on the rope?
Yep.
Do you need me to do that? my wife is like looking at us right now like, I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to be on camera. Do it.
It's like soap on the rope or phone on the rope. Yeah, whatever.
Oh my God,
So
she is on camera.
You just you trying to get me killed? Do you what do you throw it into some 550 cord and launch it?
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are like, phew, dodge that one. What's that, though? She's like, by the way, I know it was on camera. She's like, your doom shall follow you later. All right, so you guys are flying along. You drop the thing out and then tie it to the one of the rigging links on the base of the floor of the aircraft. You're just flying along, and in your field of view comes a Black Hawk. It raises up, and you can see Trago just kind of like holding onto the thing, onto the one of the retaining handrails. He just sits there, and he's like, and then he goes,
Yeah.
and then goes like this, and you see a guy rack a 240 Lima.
I take my spear gun.
and I throw a bottle of the napalm.
Oh God!
I reload
the important question though is the orc with magnificent hair with him?
Yes,
Okay.
he's the guy on the 240.
Okay.
So
roll
right in there.
Roll for initiative. I got an 8.
I got it. I got a 6.
Oh,
I'm reloading my spear gun and all this.
the what do you call it?
I got it.
The orc with the really nice hair gets down behind the 240 and starts dumping. I need saving throws from everybody.
The D20, right?
Yep.
Do we have to be under or above them?
That one you want to be above.
I got a 16, so I don't know if that's above
I
what I
got
need.
a 13. I'm above. I pass.
I believe I have your sheets right here.
I duck and yell at Amber. Can't this damn thing go any faster?
I'm
Or
so
roll it.
safe. I could be a bank.
You got a 16, Mike?
Yeah,
you're good.
I'm good.
All right. Bren, I believe you're good. J-Mac, what'd you get?
I got a 3, but I'm adding my saving throws together. I don't think they still add up enough. I have like a
It should just be a number right in the front of the sheet.
my saving throws a 10, but I get a +2 for being a grunt.
So you
I don't make it.
and then Richardson, did you make it?
Yep.
All right. So if you made it, you only took a fraction of the incoming burst that he just dumped into you, and you take 9 points.
Ow.
If you didn't make it, you take 18.
Interesting.
That could hurt.
That drops me to 15, assuming we were fully healed up from the.
Yep. Yeah, everybody was fully healed.
Okay.
All right. So you just see, you see this thing, and it just starts dumping rounds into the side of the aircraft.
Oh, he better not hit me again. I know what I'm going to do.
Amber just launches the thing straight up, which puts amazing stress on the structure of the aircraft, because you guys were also kind of half flying forward. So you can see below you the Black Hawk banks and kind of like gets out like away so that you're not just directly in line with each other. And then you start feeling the superstructure of the Osprey start shuddering really, really hard.
Do I have a view into the side of the Black Hawk?
Yes.
I'm throwing my napalm.
All right, Wilbur, go for it. Because of the distance, you're going to need to give me another strength check.
Okay, so let's see. 17 on the strength.
All right.
So yeah, I guess that's good.
So wait, what's your strength?
My strength is 13.
All right, so you don't make it.
Okay.
You got to get under your score.
Okay.
So you light it,
Yeah.
and then you toss it, and it sails, and then
Over.
a little short.
All right.
Yeah, the orc with the nice hair is just sitting there getting ready for another burst. J-Mac.
I cast
Where the cat?
animate body part on the leg I just sawed off, and I throw it into the Black Hawk and say, "Kick some ass."
Oh my God! Give me a strength check.
Okay.
So you want your strength or below on that strength check?
Oh, what am I rolling for? Is it a 20?
D20. Yep. Oh my God.
Well, now I finally roll high. I rolled a 19. So.
Okay. So you sit there and you start speaking the language of undeath to this thing. You in your vision, you can see almost like spiritual fingers piercing this thing's flesh and animating it to an unlife. It starts twitching, and you're like, one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest, and you throw it, and much like the flaming oil, it just tumbles away, and you can almost see the spiritual fingers flipping you off because you didn't take it into the thing. Richardson.
All right. After watching those shenanigans,
Yeah! Boom!
I will pull out one of my wasp drones, and I will send them a gift.
What are you strapping to it? Oh, is that one of the ones that blows up? Yep.
Yeah, it's one of the happy ones.
Has a nice sting to it.
A little bit.
That would be a 17.
Ooh, nice. And the damage on that, 3d6?
Yeah.
All right, go for it. By the way, Jazz, some of the guys in the stream are saying, "Hi, Mrs. R."
11, 14.
Ooh. So he takes this thing, right, and if you've ever seen these cool new military drones, you don't even have to turn them on. The gyroscope has like a backup battery that senses rapid motion, so most guys just chuck them like a frisbee. So he chucks this thing into the advance, the rotors activate and extend, and then this thing takes off, and kind of like an angry hornet, it's like zzz, it hits the orc with the nice hair, detonates, ruins the 240, blows him out the other side, and you can see like Trago like no reaching for his little orcish protege with the nice Vitalis hair, and like he disappears from view. You only can assume holding on to his protege to keep him from falling out of the side of the aircraft. That brings us to Bren.
From my vantage point, what can I see right now?
Bottom of the aircraft, broken 240, and the pilot.
Do we have a machine gun on the rear ramp?
It's on the rear ramp, but you can't. You're not going to be able to shoot it the
Okay.
way that you are.
Okay, well, I will take a shot at the pilot with my spear gun.
All right, go for it.
I got an adjusted 17.
Nice damage.
Where the hell did I do? Damn. 11.
11.
Yep.
All right. You pull, this thing flies out through the expanse, pierces the cockpit. You hear Amber, "Oh, why don't you offer him some tape?" Pierces the pilot, and the whole thing just banks and just veers away from you guys as you guys continue on to your objective. Where do you go from here? Do you direct her back to Deathbreak, where you guys got some reinforcements?
I just want to ask: are we over water or are we over land?
You are over water.
Okay. I command my the leg that missed
To walk
in the
itself
water
under
now to follow.
Use its
follow
toes.
that. To follow the helicopter, the Black Hawk,
Gotcha.
and that's
I
it.
think-
To follow
It's
the
on a
Black
mission.
Hawk?
Yeah.
I,
So maybe
Michael-
we'll never see it again, but that's its
Maybe.
mission.
did we see the Black Hawk hit water?
No, it veers off
it just
and
veers
is
off.
going the other way. So you can either direct Amber to chase it.
Or direct my right foot to chase.
We may want to finish off the CIA dude, or
Yeah, getting Trago would be a pretty big win.
But do we have the fuel capacity to make it there,
That's a
then
fair
make it
point.
back? Depending on how far we have to chase this thing.
Do you ask that into the radio?
Yeah.
You
It
hear
seems like a
Amber.
smart thing.
Amber comes over and she's like, "We have
vapors.
we have a bigger fuel capacity than them, and also they probably have fuel where they're going."
Okay.
So now we
Follow
want
that
to.
Black Hawk.
Party time.
Say that.
So
Okay.
the rampant shaking that's going on in the Osprey levels off, and you realize the shaking was from the rotors adjusting forward. She banks that thing hard. You guys feel pressed into the structure of this thing from the G forces as she banks really fast, really hard. Go ahead.
I asked her if we have the stereo system installed so we can have Fortunate Son playing. 'Cause
She's
I'm
like-
running powers.
She's like, "You barely had tape to fix my window."
So is that yes? We have an amazing stereo system.
You hear, and then just all the radios just cut off. She flies.
The sat phone.
I think she
is
likes
the sat
us.
phone still attached to us? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, can we ring that back in real quick? And
Yes.
can I do a return call?
Yes.
Do they answer?
No, they do not.
Does it go to voicemail?
It does. Right. But you don't hear "Hi, this is an evil genius bent on world domination from the CIA. Please, it's nothing like that.
Yeah.
It's more like just a beep.
Rock Power sends his regards. F you. Click.
All right. So what do? You just let her follow him?
Yeah.
Do
We follow
we?
from a safe distance. Keep out to eyeball them.
I was gonna say, do we have any opportunity to? So I'm assuming that the pilot is still conscious.
Their pilot? Yes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Do we have an open cockpit, or I mean, are we alongside of them?
No,
Yeah.
you're behind them.
Yeah.
So, but you're catching up quickly.
Because I was gonna say, I want to take another shot at the potion. Fire on a Black Hawk is always fun.
Doesn't that make it a
Or-
Firehawk?
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, you don't. Yeah, there are bad things that can happen if that fuselage goes up. So yeah, you guys are flying. You're chasing the Black Hawk. As you're going along, your sat phone rings again.
How do we hear it? Isn't it dragging along 20
No, he
feet
pulled
below
it
us?
up.
We pulled it up.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, yeah.
I answered like Rock Power is at your service.
We see you behind us. That's really You guys are just pushing for this. Okay.
I like. I said, like, well, you already told me to drop it out to discard the phone. I didn't, and nothing happened.
He's like, you got
are
shot.
Empty threat. Merely a flesh wound. And
You don't see all of us that are chasing you.
And then I get real quiet, like, you're lucky I didn't get shot again.
He says, we're probably not going to shoot you again. We're going, what is it you operator type say, RTB. But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to turn around, and then bad things will happen.
Let me break this down for you, Barney style. Let's pull up alongside them if we can, and see what kind of damage we can do.
Yeah.
So,
well, I add like, well, you already threatened us once, and you lost your pretty boy Bork. Your pilot isn't doing so well, so I don't take much stock in your threats anymore. I end the call. As we pull up alongside of him, I'll wave.
One of the Rangers comes up and he's like, please tell me there is a way for you to like magically throw us, just like Lucky Charms rainbow cast, whatever you got to do onto that aircraft. Because we just got shot. That's crap.
So I'm going to say, can't you do the thing like in the Harrison Ford movie, Air Force One?
He goes, dude, that movie's like 100 years old. Nobody's seen that.
Like, I feel personally attacked. Say nothing more.
I do too, actually.
Like, shoot him! You have guns.
All right.
You're not a fan of classic Harrison Ford?
What's wrong with you? You probably haven't seen Star Wars either.
Right. The plane continues forward, and you start catching up to the side. As you do that, you see a set of clawed hands grab onto the back of the ramp.
Well, that's all.
I think I'm going to get ahead for my monster that has a very nice head of hair.
I'm going to take unless someone else has a better idea, I want to take a whack at it with my obsidian thorn sword.
All right. So you pull the blade and start walking to the back.
Yeah.
Another set of hands.
Yeah.
Grabs.
Little help here, guys.
Oh, he has 4 arms?
As you're walking, you see like almost like a pull-up, and the wind is blowing this like gnarled, mangled, gray, stringy hair on a withered skull with kind of like a beakish nose, and
This is the plague guy.
It's a woman, and she's got like big giant, like almost like crow eyes. And she blinks a couple of times and then loses the pull-ups, but is still holding on to the ramp.
So, Crowley, is this one of your cousins or something? Yeah.
Do I hear any voices?
No, these are not undead.
Do I recognize it as a harpy?
Probably.
I mean,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
we've all been on the original flight when the airplane was attacked by harpy, so it's like, I'm going to try to take a whack at it.
All right. Give me an initiative. I got a 14.
I got a 3.
All
My
right.
rolls are awesome. My luck continues.
The first set of hands dislodges, and you can see her tumbling away until her wings catch air, and then she just kind of like goes, lets the air carry her up and away so that she's out of your field of view. The second set of hands is still there.
Okay, I'm going to try to take a whack at one of the hands then.
Now, I would not think that a harpy would be able to keep up with the speed of the osprey, but yeah.
Damn run magic.
I've seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They do well. Right? That's like the last episode is just him flying through helicopters.
Right.
I can take the hit.
Yep, please.
Roll. Okay, I rolled a 19, and that's 1d. I assume that hits. I hope it hits.
Oh yeah.
1d6 free.
All right. So you take the blade and just ram it right into the top of her hand. There's an ear-piercing scream as she's pinned to the deck and is like grasping her other hand, trying to get her hand to rip free from the blade.
And I yelled at somebody, shoot this ugly thing in the face.
No, not the head.
The fight, shoot it in the
You're going to put a Harpy
All right.
head on your creation?
I'm not picky.
I pull out the rifle. Take aim.
All right, go for it.
And
I sidestep.
And I get a 19.
All right, damage.
2d6 again. A 2.
All right. So she's like pinned to the deck, right? He's holding on, putting his weight on the blade so she can't go anywhere. She's like kicking against the skin of the aircraft, trying to pull. And as you line up the shot, you blow out one of her eyes and out the side of her head, and she just starts flapping like a flag in the breeze. The one thing you notice as she's flapping is she's wearing what looks like almost like an old style military LBV, a load bearing vest. She's got these like little loops, almost like molly hooks, with small rectangular packages in them, except one has a loop missing.
Who all saw that?
All of you guys. Anybody who's looking out the back.
And where's our helicopter friends?
Just ahead of you. You're just about to catch up.
All right. I'm going to go focus on them.
Bran, are you still wearing like our typical try not to get killed gear from our time?
Yeah, because I only take that stuff off and I get in furry mode.
All right. Well, since I'm heavily armored right now, not quite the lightest thing in the world, I would like to dangle you off the edge while holding onto your legs to see if there's anything sticky stuck to the bottom. That, like, angry, silly putty type sticky.
I like this plan. I second it.
I have a slight.
Up there, Brad. I grab a leg, but not in the way I normally grab legs.
No, please, no.
You leave it attached.
How about you monkey strap me to the aircraft? For extra safety. You want to dangle me a little bit. I don't trust you guys or your rolls for that matter.
How about a stick with a mirror on it and you just dangle it over so you can see underneath?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. My sat
His
phone,
eyes see a lot better than a mirror.
Hey, wait a minute. That sat phone, is it one of those real new high-end sat phones that's borderline smartphone?
No.
Damn.
No.
Wait, do we still have our I still have my
your smart deck?
Yeah.
The thing that's on your arm?
Does it have a camera function on it?
Yes, it does.
I want to try to use that out and under to inspect the underside of the aircraft.
You disappoint me.
I don't trust you.
So
my brain.
You take your phone and are like kind of like underneath the side of the aircraft, and there are two parcels sticking to the underside of the aircraft. As you pull even with
FedEx.
pull even with the Blackhawk, you can see Trago has a cell phone or what looks like a sat phone up to his ear, and he's screaming into it.
And I throw my napalm across and into right into the open back area of the Blackhawk.
I yelled at the Rangers to light that SOB up.
All right. So first, Wilbur, go.
Roll. I got a 20.
Ooh. Shit, I haven't put together vehicle tables yet. I'm going to have to... Let's see.
This is where things get interesting.
Yeah, give me... give me a D6. No, give me a D6 roll, because I don't have that kind of table. So front, back, side.
So 1d6, 2d6.
Yeah, 1d6. Tell me what you get.
6.
All right. So tail. So you throw this thing into the wind, and the wind just takes it because you're basically throwing it right into the prop wash of the rotors going forward. It takes it and slams it into the back of the tail and catches the back of the tail on fire.
Now I would have aimed for the front.
You give the Rangers the word to light them up. J-Mac, Richardson, are you guys doing anything else ahead of time?
I want Brendan to use the sat phone again.
One, I will let radio up and let the pilot know that we have some angry putty that we have to deal with. And
but if the Black Hawk goes down, it probably doesn't matter.
Well,
right.
Probably.
We don't know who he's talking to on the other side of the phone.
Yeah.
He might be calling the bombs too. So I'm going to go to Richardson's original idea. I'm like, I don't like this idea. Someone get me strapped up. I'm going under.
But
I'm going down under.
Don't we have Rangers also that could be attacking?
Yeah, they're going to be attacking, and a couple of them will strap you up and throw you out of the plane.
I'm going to help Brendan.
I wish I was in werewolf form. I could be like one of the working dogs with the goggles. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but if you were in werewolf form, there's no guarantee you wouldn't attack the people inside the plane.
Well, just don't talk sense. Damn it.
So they start strapping you up.
I get my goggles on.
Richardson, are you shooting anybody beforehand?
Yeah, I might as well, since he's actually doing something I would like him to do.
Are they in the arc of fire for the machine gun yet?
No, you'd have to go ahead of them.
Okay,
Go for it.
Neither thing. He's got dad face.
Yeah, I will. I want to take some more shots towards the pilot.
Okay.
He's a stubborn SOB. He don't want to die.
And we're going to do another burst.
Go for it.
It's 25.
Oh my God.
Oh, wait, no, 24.
Oh my God, that's still that's a shot.
I rolled a 19.
At the pilot?
Yeah.
Give
I want to roll
me
20.
2d6 times 3.
Trago better get his wings on.
Oh, he's going to have a bad day in about a minute.
21.
So you're just like, right? You just see
three
quick
head.
pock marks and the sound of shattering glass, and you just see the pilot pitch forward, and the helicopter just go, whoop, just drop right out of sight.
Please come again.
We can hover, circle around, waiting to see it splash. That would be nice.
Yeah, we need to do that.
So yeah, she goes into an orbit so you guys can see what's going on, and she's like, and on your right you can see the lovely sensation of a asshole going down into the drink with his Vitalis soaked douchebag. So that thing hits, and the rotors just come apart on impact. The thing,
that's gonna be ugly.
Basically folds over itself, and then the tail comes down, slapping the water, but still on fire due to flaming oil in the back. You don't see anybody moving in or around the water, but you see this thing taking on and sinking very, very quickly. The off in the distance, you can see the lone harpy that escaped is flying very quickly to catch up to you, and you can see she's got something in her hand that she keeps like squeezing or pressing.
I'm in the slip
Where's
train.
the lone leg that was swimming after the black
The
hawk?
lone leg.
Are you looking for it?
A little bit. I mean, I'm
Priorities,
curious.
man. Priorities.
You can sense it several miles back.
All right, but it's still coming, right?
It's coming, yeah.
Okay. I'm good. I'm very proud of it.
but yeah, you guys watch this thing close, and then you see, like I said, you see the harpy behind you. Are you still going under the plane to dislodge?
And do we have an opportunity to take a shot at the harpy?
Yeah. You can have your crew behind
Rifle.
you do that as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out there trying to get up under the underside of the aircraft. Do I need to roll anything?
No, because you're tethered, so you can just hang there and just pull them off. It's just
I'm
going to take.
giving him support. I'm there. I have my rifle drawn.
You
but I'm
can
also
do it.
like, yeah.
I'm going to take a shot at the harpy.
I'm gonna radio
Alright.
Amber like I'm about to save this plane. You're welcome.
I'm hoping that we can kill the harpy before she gets in range, and everyone has a bad day.
Yep. So Amber is like stepping on the gas. She's like, I hope you guys have gotten your show because we're getting out of here. She like hits it and just starts, and this thing jumps forward. You can hear like a underneath of
It's okay,
Bren
I
hitting
got you, Brad. I got you.
he's hitting the superstructure. And this harpy is like, she keeps climbing and then diving.
And I take an aim and roll.
All right, go for it.
And I got an 18.
Damage 2d6.
36 is 9.
You clip one of her wings, sending her in a spin. She like almost hits the water, recovers. There's like a tense moment where she's like, looks like she's going to slap in, and then she starts climbing again. That goes to
Hopefully
J-Mac.
less efficiently.
I'm
You have
reaching
extreme.
out to help stabilize Bren, and I'm
Gotcha.
like reaching for his legs, but for some reason he's like swatting me away. Like I don't really. No, dude, I'm help. I'm trying to stabilize you, so you stop hitting the bottom.
Yeah,
Uh,
sure,
Team
that's
with
right.
it.
Richardson.
So,
oh, I'm
well,
sorry.
no,
Go ahead.
I want to take a shot at the harpy then,
Gotcha.
because Bren's not being friendly. All right, I rolled a natural 1 at the harpy.
Ooh.
It's a jam, so you're going to have to apply
Oh.
sports.
I was hoping you would
Sports.
roll on it and Richardson would get shot like you usually
Yeah.
do in our game.
This is what happens when JR dies. Someone
Yeah.
else
Long
gets his rolls.
game.
Go ahead, Jesse.
All right. I guess I will put a burst towards the Harvey. I'm feeling very burstful tonight.
He's
At least you're
bursting with
hitting.
excitement.
Yeah.
That'd be a 16 or 17.
Nice. Hold on one second. Speed and stuff. So you get 2 shots out of the 3 that hit her.
Okay.
So whatever your damage is, times 2.
16.
Oof. So she's flying much lower than you guys, looking like she's trying to flap her wings to pick up speed. Just as she's about to climb, 2 rounds, one bursts through her shoulder, the other one smacks her in the head. Her feet and head switch position. The feet just catch the water at that speed, and she tumbles like a plane hitting the water, smacking into the underside. As she hits the water, Bren, you're underneath. You can see 2 little like lights on a small sensor jammed into the sides of these packages. One of them, they all have like a solid red light and then a solid green light. When she hits the water, the solid red light starts blinking.
Lost signal.
Have I pulled him off yet?
You got 1 off. Are you keeping it or throwing it?
I'd say just drop it.
I'm dropped, yeah.
All
Better
right.
safe than sorry.
And you drop the second one?
Oh, yeah.
All right. The Rangers start pulling you in. Roughly half a mile later, there's 2 detonations from the water.
So as they pull me on board, I said, does this make me airborne now?
The Rangers are like, one of them's like, sure, you want blood wings?
Get real quiet and just like, help me get on the damn airplane.
They haul you in. A couple of them give you an attaboy. Amber's like, "Are you dead yet?"
I respond, "Not yet, sweetie."
The aircraft starts banking. She's like, "Slight problem.
What else is new?
We were supposed to follow these guys back to their base."
Where's their base? Haha.
We don't know. Hey, I do a return call real quick on the phone, just for shits and giggles.
He picks up.
Damn it.
Of course you would pick up, you asshole.
He's like, "So you're calling to gloat?"
Well, yes, I am. Well, I drink my super whiskey from the skull of one of your idiot minions. You want to deliver any more false threats against me, you pitiful man-child with bad hair and a shitty polo?
He says, "So we find ourselves at a position where I'm in need of assistance. What's it going to cost me?"
What do you have to offer?
He's like, "You got to give me a minute. What the hell? There's a leg trying to crawl onto my aircraft."
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, that's one of my associates.
The leg is your associate?
Yes.
Well, technically, it
Kicking
was
it
one
down.
of yours associates, but
Yeah,
He's like,
I tell him, I
"Look,
said, one of
It's
yours
part,
has
it's part of Jimmy.
he
one
says,
of your people has changed sides, and he's ready to kill you if you don't cooperate.
he's
to the fullest
like,
extent.
hold on." And you hear like a, as like, sounds like somebody kicking something and a splash. He's like, "Look, this thing's going down. I could probably, I have a flotation device here, but it's going to take me a hot minute to get to where I need to. And I really don't want to call for a ride from here. So,
Do you surrender?
no, but I'll
does the
pay you
leg
to
crawl
come
back up on board and just annoy him?
you don't have that kind of sense from it, but you know it's still active, and Bren can hear it through the phone, like something like,
Like splashing.
So, I'm like, so essentially, you want us to Uber you?
couldn't hurt. You come down, pick me up. We go to my base. I refuel your bird, and we part ways.
Why should I trust you?
Ask your pilot how her fuel is.
I cover the.
I like the steal.
I
like this deal. We can help him part ways at the end.
You know, regardless if we have him, that's leverage. I cover the mouthpiece and ask for a sit rep on our fuel situation.
She's like, not good. We're kind of, I believe the technical term is screwed.
I admit him like, your terms are acceptable. We will pick you up.
The aircraft banks. You guys start circling and making an orbit to come in as she's slowing the aircraft down. You can feel the shudder of this thing as the rotors go from forward thrust to VTOL, and it starts hovering over the water. A couple of the Rangers go in, fish this guy out.
We tell it, get the leg first. Priorities. We recover our own first.
They pull him and the leg on board. And it basically looks like the scene out of a Tarantino film as they drop to a knee and start aiming weapons at him. And he's like, nice place. Mind if I cut through? Sit up with the pilot?
Well, I hold my head up and say, Hands up. We're gonna get very close and intimate right now.
I have a question though.
Body cavity search.
Trago knows who Rock Powers is,
Yes.
so he's gonna notice someone missing
Oh, yeah.
right away.
In a minute. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got
'Cause,
this
like,
right-
story. Don't worry about it.
Because like
So
right
while
now
that's
you're on
happening, I'm hugging my
I
little
changed my
leg,
voice.
I'm petting him. Good job. Good
Yeah,
job.
I've dropped my Rock Powers impression. Like, gonna search you.
He goes, I figured. He goes, here, let me make this easy.
Bend over, spread him.
He's
Yeah.
like, he pulls out a 45, like an old 1911.
Ooh, I'm keeping that.
Fine. He hands it to you. He goes, you want the extra mags too?
Oh yeah.
Like I'm like, duh.
He takes that off. He hands you his sat phone, hands you what looks like a golden amulet with what looks like a small piece of like glass or crystal in the center. And when he hands it over to you, I don't want to know. When he hands it over to you, it looks like blood or liquid on the inside, and it moves to his direction when he hands it to you.
Creepy. But I still, I do.
Charlie Brown.
I give him a very intrusive pat down. I mean, he gets touched in all the no spots, and we just violate.
Well, you were a Dagger, a deployed aircraft
Yeah, that's
ground
true.
response element. So, and that those guys are all start off as security force, basically
Yeah.
like MPs.
Yeah.
So you know how to credit card a dude.
Yeah. I put an extra effort to make it humiliating.
He's like, bro, I was in the CIA. This is Tuesday.
Yeah. Spread him.
I lean in. I'm like, one more word from you, and you get Charlie Brown.
He says, all right, so now can we go to the pilot before we run out of fuel?
I say, yes. While Captain Rock Powers had other things to attend to, I'm his associate. You will deal with me.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
I shoving forward towards the cockpit.
In the middle of the ocean on an Osprey, he had other things to attend to.
I mean, he disappears so much. Isn't that surprising?
All right. He sits down. He puts the headset on and starts talking to the pilot. And she nods, and you guys lift off of the ocean and start traveling. After a little bit, you can see an island off in the distance. And way beyond, just at the edge of the horizon, you guys can see Kobin's Rift. It's a really tremendous storm. If you had to guess, it's probably as wide as like the entire Shatter Sea. It's huge. Take most of the islands in the Caribbean, and that's how wide it is. You can see lightning, gray clouds, almost like straight sheets of water, rain, both raining down and typhoons bringing everything back up. But he's directing you guys to an island that's close by. If you were looking at a map of the Shattered Sea, you'd be close by to Turtle Bay, where Benny lost the fight to the Fight Club Goblin.
We hang our head in remembrance of our fallen comrade.
Pour one out for the homie.
Mm-hmm.
He directs the Osprey to land. You can see a boat launch and a helipad. The boat that's tethered there it's got one kind of like a really large catamaran or something like that. It's more like a longboat than anything else with sails, and then beside it is an actual like cigarette boat.
Cool. Miami Vice. Here we are.
He lands you guys onto the thing, and you see like a crew coming out. Like, what the hell? He jumps out of the Osprey, and knowing that if he goes too far, too fast, you guys are going to shoot him, just talks to the crew that comes out, and they start working on
Refuel.
powering down the Osprey, getting it like locked in so like it won't pitch off in a strong wind or anything like that, and then they start refueling. Trago comes around the back and he's like, so obviously fuel. What else do I owe?
What do you have to offer?
He goes, I can give you money. I can give you magical items. I can.
How about
Yes to both.
Yeah. Everything in the speedboat.
You want me to put it in the speedboat?
No, we want all this fun, wonderful loot in the speedboat and the fuel, and we're gonna rob you blind. I mean,
He
we
says,
can spare your life.
Right, and I'm prepared to pay for that.
Right.
But you're not going to rob me. I will give you stuff, but there will be no robbing.
Hey guys, I need to take my leg for a walk.
Knock yourself out, Crowley.
All right.
That's awesome.
I go out on the little concourse there and take my leg for
All
a
right,
walk.
so it's kind of like a little like almost like a fishing village.
Did we see any armed guards or
Oh yeah,
any?
All the guards have arms.
until they don't.
That's why we're
right?
gonna take all of them.
Yeah, so you got guys in black fatigues. You got rifles. You got a lot of people just rolling around in like what looked like old style flight suits. And further in, you see more like towns and little pavilions and stuff like that. Not towns, but you see more of a town kind of structure, pavilions. But it looks like a good number of people that are starting to come out to view the Osprey. It looks like they're armed and they look like they have they're all dressed in black with black fatigues, combat shirts underneath, plate carriers. They have rifles, so it looks like he's got an operation going on.
Well, I point out to him like there's something more important than the reward that we need to talk about.
He says, "Well, you see, that's kind of where our paths crossed here because you were just hired. I assume you were just hired.
We were joyriding.
And he takes out
Hide the chest.
He takes out what looks like a pack of Marlboros, and they're like wet and soaking, and he like flicks one, right, and it lands on the chest of gold that you guys picked up. He's like, yeah, so I assume they hired you. But what if I hired you instead?
Dun, dun, dun.
To continue your mayhem and plundering of the high seas.
He says, well, I'm not really plundering. I'm just carving out my niche.
See the problem I have.
Ask him what he wants us to do.
Yeah, what do you want us to do?
He goes, exactly what you're doing. You guys are pirates, right?
So you want us to keep kicking your ass?
Not my ass, somebody else's. He goes, now look, it's kind of impressive that a disembodied leg tracked me down over miles of ocean.
Yeah. That's just what we're capable of. That's like the bottom tier of our capabilities.
I would assume so, because all I had to do was keep flicking it out into the ocean. The annoying thing is it just kept coming back in.
Yeah, but see, it was
He's
trying
very
to be
loyal.
distracted. And it's very loyal.
He says, we can make this an arrangement. It doesn't have to go down a negative path. We could have an arrangement. The problem I had with you boys initially was a certain Rick James.
Would you like him?
Well, not anymore. I hear he's chunky.
I give him his bars like a souvenir.
He says, yeah, I have
You don't
heard
want all
through
that
the
paper.
grapevine that you guys dealt with business. But here's the thing. I have somebody in that building over there that sees things and helps me shape events. He says, I could use her to help you see things and shape events. We just have to come to an understanding.
Should I? And I guess I should trust you because you're just a businessman, aren't you?
He says, "No, I'm looking to take what I feel is mine."
I'm exactly. You're a businessman. You want to profit. You want to expand your empire and make money. And this is nothing personal, right? Even though we dispatched your pilot, your Black Hawk, and your
Killed a bunch of my men, and then
right.
I shot at you. You shot at me.
See, that's the problem I have. If we agree to part ways here, I have no guarantees your people won't just blow us out of the air as we take off. But if we work together.
No, I mean, there's always a risk here in the ruin. So, well, first things first.
I want my
Gold.
magic, and I want my gold.
Yeah, we want the gold, and we want the magic items.
Would you settle for a trade bar each?
Plus magic items?
He says, come on. So he goes, and he snaps his fingers and sorry.
I was just about to say what your dog just did is what my leg did. It immediately turned and looked at him at the whistle.
So he walks down the ramp and he talks to one of the guys, and like the guards kind of disperse. He walks you into a building and a couple buildings down away from the beach. And as you walk in, the first thing that hits you guys is central AC.
Oh. Okay. We don't have AC back at our place.
So you walk in and there's just like this wave of comfort as you come in. He's wearing like a ball cap. He takes his ball cap and he like puts it on a hook, and he goes, and it looks like a small operations center. There's a couple of techs sitting around, and he walks behind this bar and he cracks open what looks like an old school beer in a bottle. No label, just beer in a bottle. And when he does it, there's enough carbonation. There's just that little wisp of smoke that comes out, and he puts that on the bar, takes just enough, taps it just enough to where it starts to foam, and he takes a drink, and he's like, okay.
None
Stuff.
for us.
He goes, oh, I have plenty. He goes, here, help yourself. And you guys walk around, and there's an actual lit glass fridge, the kind with the sliding doors.
Oh, God.
And it's full with light ales, what looks like a dark beer, and then an unrefrigerated side that looks like it's keeping things at room temperature. But it's very, very, very dark beer.
I'm going to have me a nice, refreshing adult beverage.
Super whiskey.
So then he's like, we can do whiskey. And he pours a glass and he slides it over to you. And he goes, so he reaches back over to the bar and he pulls out what looks like kind of like a Microsoft Surface, right? He stands it up. He opens a file and he's like, currently on hand, I have 3 amulets, a sword, and a shield.
Yep. Sounds good.
You want them all?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess you did save my life, and I am trying to, negotiate a deal here.
I mean, we could have just did a strafing run and left you there, fuel or not.
But then we wouldn't be having this conversation.
No, but we were gracious enough to rescue you and bring you here.
He says, so we cool on this? We'll give you the 3 amulets, the sword, the shield. I'll give you a trade bar each, and we can go our separate ways. Or, and then he reaches down like on a side, like kind of almost like as if he's taped something to the underside of the bar. And he hands you what looks like a small ingot of silver. So maybe about about that big, but it's thin. He's like, you can take this, and he goes, I'm forgetting a step. He hands you the bar. He takes one of his own, and he walks outside. The surface of the bar shimmers. The metal liquefies and kind of forms into his face. And almost in this like echoey, kind of like talking through cans along a string kind of voice, he's like, we can do this kind of thing.
That's kind of cool.
And then he walks back in, and it's like he kind of holds up his bar, and he's looking at your face doing the same thing. He swipes the bar, and it just almost like splashes and then solidifies and becomes normal again.
Wow, that was an ugly bar.
He goes, I don't judge. He goes, all God's creatures, that kind of thing.
I flip off Richardson behind my back.
He says, so you take the 3 amulets, the sword, the shield. He goes, and if you got anything, I'll even sweeten the deal. You got something that you've collected in the ruin that you really don't know what it does, but would like to. I can have my girl take a look.
I want to take the deal, but I only want to take it because Rock Powers is not here, so he's not going to be beholden to the deal.
Yeah.
So the 4 of us are like, yeah, we're on board.
Yeah,
we're good
we
with
can
it.
do whatever we want. Next week, it's
Right, and then Rock Powers shows up, and
Is like, oh hell no!
How about Draco?
right, right.
Let's just get this down here. The magic items, the gold for your life. We rescued you, and so we can help each other. We can come to a working relationship, and this device here, I think, will be essential
T2
to
thing.
our work. Yeah, this for that, this for the other thing. We can have a beautiful new friendship.
So does that mean if I need something pirated, plundered, or basically pugilisted, you will do that for me?
Of course.
Yeah, the 4 of us.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. Yeah.
We are honest pirates. We are pirates.
He says, hold on one second. And he says, give me 4. So one of the technicians stands up, walks outside. There's a few minutes as he's just like drinking his beer. And the technician walks back in with a case and then opens it. And it's 4 very long, very thick bars of gold.
Excellent.
He
I
says
do
that's
not touch it. I let my leg retrieve it for me, and it carries it.
the bar
with
Yes,
its toes.
the bar.
with its toes.
I don't know how it does it, but it does it.
It's just going to kick
amazing.
the bar
Oh my God.
across the street.
It might just like clutch it, like its foot is more now like a claw, and it just clumps across.
Yeah.
I gave it the
You get used
command.
to it.
I did not think about how it would do it,
It just did it.
and it figured it out. Yeah.
Walt needs a jury for that.
So you got this booted foot that just keeps kicking the bar because it's lower
Yeah.
than the. Yeah. He says, so there's gold. They're retrieving your items right now.
Excellent.
And I can give you a free kind of tarot reading if you like.
Actually, there's one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you fix the glass in an Osprey?
We can do that.
Continue.
Better
Richardson.
than Brendan. That's a requirement.
Hey,
Like,
if it gets fixed, it's because of me.
you need to be able to see through it.
He's trying to get in good with our pilot.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jesse.
I would like to see about getting something further knowledge about an item,
Okay. Do you have the item with you?
of course.
And what is this item?
I pull out The grand, majestic Thord.
You pull it out, and you can immediately feel like that
Well,
hum, and it starts to become heavy. Or do you keep it in the scabbard?
In the scabbard.
He says, "Oh yeah, of course. Right this way, please." So he starts leading you back a little further into the village. Once you get away from the beach, there are more orcs here than anything. And they're in fatigues with like combat shirts, just like modern military, with plate carriers. These guys they're wearing like headsets with throat mics. Weapons handling looks like it's on point. These guys look trained. He leads you to a back building where there's like a small, kind of like a tapered chimney out the back. Got some smoke going on. And he says, it's a little warm today, but it's really hot and humid in there. She likes it humid. Try not to stare. She hates it, and she'll know. You might not think she'll know, but she'll know. So just don't stare. I mean, you can look.
I just say she's either very beautiful or very ugly.
Yeah, well, she
has 4 eyes.
Well, listen. She had an accident, and now she's like blind, but the blindness led to some visions or something like that. But like, she'll know you're there, and I don't know. It's weird. She knows when you're staring, so just try not to stare. The white eyes are a little freaky, so just because the blindness.
Could you tell us about the Blackwater contractors that we just passed?
He goes, well, yeah, those are my guys. Why, you need them?
Nah, not right now.
Okay. So he opens the door, and immediately there's like this wave of humidity that hits, right? The building is pretty much like a circular hut. In the center, there's a stone dais with almost like a brazier where it's just like hot coals with flame coming up. And as you walk in, the rest of the structure has like almost like the center is raised, but the lower parts are much lower, and it looks like almost like you could walk down into it and disappear underneath, past where the walls end.
Do we see her in there?
You don't see anybody right now.
Okay.
Do we hear any hissing of snakes?
No hissing of snakes.
All right.
So
that's a good thing.
What's that?
So at least that's a good thing.
So he knocks on the side.
Trey goes with us.
Yeah, he knocks on the side of the wall, and he's like, "Hey, dear, just got some friends. Totally cool. Just wondering if we could trouble you for a little tiny, maybe a little vision real quick." So you hear almost like a, real tired, right? But it echoes throughout the place. You see what looks like a bulbous mass.
She's a big girl.
Oh, yeah. Huge. It floats up into your vision on the other side of the flame. It looks like a giant globe of flesh. There are stalks protruding from the globe with eyes protruding out of them. But
so like my mother-in-law.
Yeah. But all of them are like milky white.
So we've got a beholder that's blind. Maybe.
She hovers close, and she's like, "Anthony, is that you, Anthony?"
Trey, yeah.
And then she says, "I sense others."
Oh yeah, there's others here. I just want to say like hi, and it's very moist in here. I want to use the word moist, like because I don't know how. Like, isn't it very moist? Like I'm gonna write like in here, like that, just how it feels, moist. Yeah.
I asked her if she wants any Visine.
You hear like a huff from her, and the flame goes out.
That's a neat trick.
Little shutters drop open, letting just enough sunlight in for you guys to see, but not enough so you can get the full details the kind of like the cabin you're in. She continues to float there, and she says, "Who is speaking, please?"
It is I, Crowley.
"It is a pleasure to meet you, Crowley." And she comes closer, and like her entire mouth could swallow you in pretty much a bite. Not that you could go anywhere, because the rest of her is just all globulous head, but the teeth look probably 3 or 4 times the size, the biggest shark you've ever seen. She's got some scarring on one side. Looks maybe like she was burned at one point, but she says, "It is nice to meet you, Crowley."
It is a pleasure to meet you as well.
He's like, and Trago says, "Well, we were just hoping maybe we could trouble you for a little tiny vision." What were we looking for again, guys?
Yeah, I don't know. Talk to this guy.
Yeah, I was looking for information on this sword.
or maybe the Hebrew hammer.
There you go.
I pull out something too.
Oh, really now?
Put that away.
Dark.
No one wants to see that.
I pull out what formerly belonged to our favorite man boy, his bullhorn necklace, which is marked as unknown.
You want these items identified?
Please.
Be most appreciated.
The flame kind of kicks up a little bit. Not enough to where it was like very, very humid like it was before, but almost so that it kicks up for a moment and then dies and becomes kind of like lukewarm, like the coals are dying. She disappears underneath the wall of the hut, coming back a moment later with looks like some plant matter in her mouth. She spits it under the fire and it immediately starts smoking, and she inhales the smoke. She drifts around the big dais and then comes back toward the thwart that you have exposed on the floor, and she breathes the smoke on it.
I say, this looks great. Can I take a hit?
It's like an ayahuasca session.
Does she? Do you really ask her that?
Yeah. Can I take a hit of that? That looks great.
She says, "One at a time." And she, like, her voice does not match what you're looking at. Like her voice when she sounds, she sounds like she kind of sounds like Catherine Zeta-Jones. That actress from the Zorro movie.
Oh, she probably looks like her after a couple.
The plastic surgery. So she says, she blows the smoke onto the thwart, and you're treated to a scene of first it's forging. It's like you see like a smoking man like actually forging it, and on one of the hammer strikes, the smoke changes sides on the blade, and you see like fighting going on with it. Looks like fighting against undead, and then the smoke, as the guy who's holding it gets stabbed in the back, the smoke changes sides again, and you see almost like a grave with somebody holding it. And then standing up from the grave, he holds the blade up, and then the smoke dissipates. She says, "You with this blade, has this blade been in your possession when you have passed the mortal realm and returned?"
I cannot say that it has.
"You must die to this life and be born into another, and the blade will be yours."
Sounds like a fun time. Yeah.
All right. What about my Hebrew hammer?
She hits the big circle bong again, and then does the same sign of process, except this time you see almost like an ancient culture doing fantastic things, spaceships, crazy battles, and then a planet explodes. There's like all this insanity of passing through tons and millennia of space and time
We just saw Star Wars.
until the rock hits the planet,
No, that's Krypton blowing up.
and then you collect the fragment, bring it to the dwarves. You see a scene of the dwarves hammering it. She says, "This blade is amplified by magic." She says, "If you bring it back to the dwarves of Saravolta, they can enhance it further so that it need not be charged in order to be used."
Mm.
Ooh.
She turns around and like fills the vision of Crowley so that she's all like, he's right there. She's right there. And she says, "Are you receiving a vision of an item, or you want the hit you requested?"
Well, I think my buddy wanted to talk to you about an item.
You know, Crowley, you did have a magic helm that was never identified.
No, my helmet's not magic. That was not magic. Specifically not magic.
I'm going off this old list.
All right, so you're going to show him the bull amulet.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what this thing is. My lieutenant had it. It's mine now.
You see like pictures of, she does the same thing with the smoke, and you see pictures of men in suits, like Wall Street, and they're doing like day trading. And then all of a sudden there is a picture of what looks like a woman with her arms raised, and she's like almost like she's atoning with spirits. But then the smoke, the camera that is the smoke pulls back, and you see her lower torso almost like a giant spider. And the web is like strands of information like the Matrix. And then as the smoke changes again, you see these same Wall Street guys ripping out of their suits, becoming minotaurs. And then the vision changes back to the room you're in. And she says, "This will bring you to the great clans on the Redlands."
I do my best Keanu Reeves. Whoa.
All right, so I'm like, I don't have any items that I need told about, and yeah, I'd love that hit, but I do have a question. What are you doing later tonight?
She says, "Well, there's a question I have not been asked ever."
Really, I'm surprised.
Oh my god.
Freaky.
Oh my god. So she blows the smoke toward you. It becomes tendrils that like immediately force themselves into your mouth and nose. And we'll cover the amazing acid trip on the next session of The Forgotten Ruin, Shattered Sea. We want to thank everybody who came out. Thank some of the guys who donated those subscriptions. And we'll catch you next time when sci-fi writers are playing old school D&D.